so, you know, so that was one of the questions that I had, is how do other people look at it?
So how is that growing poverty going anyway?
I know I'm really sorry, but I like to talk a lot.
Well, he needs to give a speech in front of like 300 people and politicians. So
Not really. So. Since I was in high school, they've been preparing us for that. Like, I'm 24 years old. You know, they've been preparing us for that since I was in high school. They've been saying, you know, Social Security is going to end for the seniors pretty soon. So y'all gotta get prepared. So I'm pretty sure that they have plans for our younger generation to grow up. You know, maybe better 401k plans. I don't know, other type of plans. You know. So that's my response.
Who is it? Like teachers and stuff that say that?
Yeah.
Who's like U.S. government economics, right?
Yeah.
That is deep. They teach you that.
They've been teaching us that since high school, telling us, you know, you guys gotta find new ways to make money or find new ways to save your money.
America is richer than it's ever been. We want to talk about everybody getting ready to live poor.
Yeah, not only that, like private annuities haven't done better than Social Security historically.
They got wiped out in the big crash a couple of years ago.
So how do we keep track of this Social Security? I get a letter, like you get a letter every now and then.
Cause I got one.
It's like collective, dude.
But it's crazy because it says like it knows I've been working since I was like 14. Actually 13. Maybe.
Well, anytime you've been on a payroll, it goes into the, you know, because they use your Social Security number, and it goes into a database, and that's how usually you do get a letter. I get one. Maybe older people get one every year, but I get a letter saying this is what's in your account.
I want to share something. I don't know how true it is or what, but I was talking to somebody about Social Security, and they were saying that we have foreigners who come here and collect Social Security. And excuse me, oh hell no, I've worked here all my life, I've been born here. If those are rules, then we need to look at them and change them. Because I don't think it's right for me to give somebody a check who hasn't worked 25, 30 years in this country, and I give them a check. I mean, I can't go to another country and do that.
It's not true. There's a lot of people who are trying to destroy Social Security going to tell you that. Because really, most foreigners that come here and work,
They don't collect nothing.
they don't collect. They pay in. They pay in for 20 years.
That is true. No, I've heard some that said they have.
No, actually, that's what's keeping Social Security alive. The fact that a lot of like immigrants, they don't collect unemployment, or they don't collect.
That needs to be looked into. That's what
No, it's been looked into. Yeah. There's actually, I forgot the name of this guy. He's a Republican guy who made a study on it. He actually pointed out like how many billions of dollars are not collected from the Social Security because they're unclaimed, and that's what that's what has been kept Social Security alive for like the past decade.
How much is spent on like corporate subsidies and war and that kind of stuff compared to, I don't know the numbers, but Social Security I'd imagine is a bit less than each of those things. And like you're saying with your high school, teaching you from high school to be prepared for Social Security to end before you're old enough to collect, that is a wrong perspective. It's not looking historically at how organizing and fighting collectively, that like society is fighting for something and winning, people need to organize and fight to have it stay. It's not going to be beneficial to people to just let it go and plan on preparing something for themselves. Like if you have all your money in 401ks, like other people said, those can collapse and it's not really so reliable. Young people need to organize to keep it alive.
Yeah, what I was going to say about what she was asking about, I wrote an article for Debug about that, and it's online if you want to see it. But basically what I said is, you have these undocumented, technically illegal immigrants because they stole it from Mexico, this land, right? You have these immigrants from down south to America, right?
what they do is they use someone else's Social Security number. Because of that, they pay into the fund and they pay into the Social Security all the time. They pay into it all the time. But because it's not actually their Social Security number, they can never collect. So what you're asking about is actually for the majority of falsehood.
No, it wasn't that. It was that people who have brought parents from other parts of the world, their kids are here legally,
You mean like
and they
Europeans?
brought old parents and stuff, and that they have been able to collect Social Security.
Well,
I don't know how
That's a whole,
true that is.
that's a whole
No,
different,
it's true because my grandmother's been here. We brought my grandmother here. My grandmother's been here for 30-something years, worked, and never, never collected income tax, paid into all these systems, was illegal. When we finally said, okay, she's old, she needs medical care, which we can't afford to take care of her, we need to be able to subsidize her housing, even if she lives with us, whatever it is, we still need space for her and for her to be cared for. Well, we couldn't get anything because she was illegal. So what did we do? We tried to get her legalized because she's been here long enough. We were here, we were born here, legal residents. Well, she had Alzheimer's already. So how can you get someone to pass a naturalization test, because it's worse than passing the bar exam, trying to pass the naturalization test, who has Alzheimer's? So we had to go jump through all these hoops to get her examined by all these doctors and get a doctor to write a letter that stated that she had Alzheimer's and that there was no way she'd be able to medically, physically, whatever, physiologically, psychologically, whatever, retain the information necessary to pass the exam. So she finally got it, and, we were able to naturalize her, and she's collecting unemployment. But, I mean, not unemployment, Social Security, but I don't think it compares anything to what this woman deserved for all the years she worked, and the way that they fought to survive in this country and raise us so that we could have a better way. And I think that the beans, the crumbs that Social Security throws at you, whether you're legal or not, is nothing compared to the way that immigrants and people that come into this country legally contribute and stimulate this economy, which we all benefit from, whether we work or not.
Well, what do you think, this point of that, maybe it's not a done deal, that people could actually fight this and protect Social Security. Do you all think young people would take on this fight? Or does it feel too far removed? And the 401k seems like a mythical thing too. I don't know.
It also depends on how we look at it. Personally, I don't mind that if you live here, you should be taken care of. I don't give a shit where you came from, how long you had to work your entire life. If you live here, we take care of you. That's the way it should be. That's America. That's, what I grew up. What they taught me as I grew up, even as they fed me this 401k stuff, the basic idea was always you should be taken care of. And there's enough here that everybody can be taken care of. What's wrong with, what we've, completely dropped the ball on is, where the money goes. We're putting so much money into military that's being taken out of schools. We're putting so much money into prisons, that could be going to, teaching people, raising people, feeding people, and at every age level. So, when we look at this and we're no, you shouldn't have this, it's we're squabbling over this last little bit of low-hanging fruit that we've been left behind. And, I hear any of this, I just get pissed, because, this is everybody's, I want to snatch from these guys over here that are, up top, taking it from everybody, kind of feeding it into their, military-industrial complexes, into their prison-industrial complexes, and, into these corporations that tear up our roads but don't pay taxes, we should be marching on those people, taking what's ours, and, so that we can look after each other and not have to worry about all this bullshit, And it's all just the same problem that we're looking at every level. There's not enough resources because it's all being taken from us.